My fellow Americans, I'm loving the new Mars Volta album.
This fucking guy.
Got a problem, fat ass?
The new album is not only super boring, but also doesn't sound like the Mars Volta at all. They should have named it something different.
I think it sounds just fine.
I've heard their new album will have Kanye West in it. Perhaps then I will give them a new chance.
You got to admit, Joe, that with this album, they moved away from their trademark sound.
They were already doing more straightforward songs since Noctourniquet. Come on, guys.
Besides, everyone knows their best album is the Bedlam and Goliath anyway.
No way.
I think the consensus is that Deloused is the best album, the musicianship, the creativity, the sheer audacity of it all. And let's not forget the lyrics. They're like a Salvador Dali painting, but with words.
I don't know. I prefer my music to be more straightforward. None of this avant-garde nonsense.
But that's the beauty of it. Every time you listen, you hear something new.
Maybe, but Francis is the best album. It took everything Deloused did and cranked it up to 10.
Okay, that is a fair point. Francis is a 10 out of 10 concept album.
No way, Francis the Mute can have like 3 or 5 God tier, like minutes of music, but it has a bunch of boring noise. And then after that is just 2 guys with afros masturbating with their guitars.
One album I can agree with, and that is Amputecture, Donald.
What are you talking about?
You know what they say, Joe? Too much amp can lead to impotence. The band tried to amplify their ambitions to an unhealthy level, and it just collapsed in its own progressive mess. Even having Frusciante joining the band didn't do them any favors. Besides, the last track is a fucking joke.
Wait, you mean to tell me that too much amp can cause amp-otence? This is groundbreaking news, folks. We need to alert the CDC immediately.
Yeah, sorry guys, but amp bad.
Deloused is more understandable than Amputecture, but I wouldn't say it is better than it. Actually, it's the opposite.
Let me tell you, Bedlam is an album that really expands on everything Deloused did, from the post-hardcore sound to the vocals. It's tremendous, folks. Believe me, it's all good. It is the last great thing they ever did.
Aren't they Latinos, Donald?
Well, Octahedron was all right in my opinion.
I tried Octahedron, but never got to the end.
What, seriously? You never got to the end?
Yeah, sorry, fellas. It was just too boring, and I just fell asleep.
How can you say it was boring if you haven't given it a chance?
And that's why they call you Sleepy Joe. Octahedron is not great, but it has some good songs. I tell you, folks, Cotopaxi, it is all neat.
Why do you like them anyway, Donald? You are a Republican after all.
Yeah, the Mars Volta are a lefty band, Donald.
That's fake news, Joe.
Haven't you heard Relationship of Command?
Come on, Donald, haven't you even listened to Relationship of Command? You shouldn't be surprised.
Guys, I tell you, people come up to me, they say, Mr. President, you're the most dedicated Mars Volta fan.
Shut the fuck up, Donald. You aren't even the president anymore.
Right, because a certain someone rigged the election.
I think Donald hasn't even listened most essential progressive rock now.
Yeah, he doesn't even know who King Crimson is.
I've heard King Crimson, and believe me, they're no good. Total losers, folks. Sad.
There's a lot of prog rock out there. You should check Donald, not just the Mars Volta. There's this cool band I found called Porcupine Tree.
Yeah, progressive rock is pretty good, Donald.
You guys only try to like progressive stuff because you are a bunch of leftists.
For the last time, we are not a progressive rock band. You fucks!
Shoot,
Fuck,
time to
guys,
leave.
run now.